Hello, this is Shunte Yamaguchi from the Environment Directorate of the OECD. Here I would like to show how circular economy can have broad interlinkages with international trade. To start, this is the traditional linear economy where we produce, consume, and dispose products when they reach their end of life. And then we have the circular economy, which aims to reduce our overall material use and related environmental impacts by closing, extending, and narrowing material loops. The easiest to understand is perhaps closing material loops through recycling waste into secondary raw materials. Efforts can also be made upstream in extending material loops through eco-design policies, such as making products last longer. Higher value loops can also be considered, such as refurbishment and remanufacturing, reuse and repair. There can also be product service systems. For example, a company can provide lighting services instead of selling light bulbs. By the company retaining the ownership of a product, they will tend to last longer and easier to collect and manage when they reach their end of life. Now, these initiatives largely take place within national boundaries, but there are several ways in which trade can come into play, involving both imports and exports. For example, exports can involve trade in second-hand goods, trade in goods for refurbishment and remanufacturing, trade in waste for recovery, and trade in secondary raw materials. Imports can also be involved, such as through global supply chains, as well as trade in services, because the circular economy has high involvement of services sectors. Now, there are several pressure points to consider at the interface of trade and circular economy. First, the transition to a circular economy can have impacts on global supply chains and trade. Second, it's necessary to ensure policy coherence between these two areas. We also need to understand the nature and ensuring the environmental sustainability of global supply chains and end-of-life value chains. And finally, to identify the role of international cooperation in areas where national policies are not enough to tackle cross-border issues.